Transhumanism, or sometimes called posthumanism, is a very broad subject when it comes to the details and different applications. But put simply, it is a human transitioning beyond what it has traditionally or biologically meant to be human, including modified DNA or microchip implants in the body and brain. Transhumanism can be achieved using biotech, RNA or nanotech microchips. Transhumanism is no longer relying on the natural processes of the body, but instead hooking up to microchips or genetically modifying your DNA, which can be done with synthetic RNA. Cyborgs are transhuman, but not all transhumans will be cyborgs necessarily. For instance, they might just be information in a computer. Many serious scientists believe someday we will be able to upload our consciousness into mainframes. These transhuman modifications can be minor, like synthetic lenses installed on your eyes so you can have night vision or zoom in, etc., or they can be dramatic technology, much like a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, but biomimically applying this concept artificially to the human. Artificial wombs are already a thing. I don't think artificial cocoons are too far out.
This is the artificial womb facility. A place where humans could be grown entirely from scratch. The devices you see here are called growth pods. Each growth pod is designed to replicate the same conditions that exist inside the mother's uterus.
Mainstream transhumanist goals are the three supers: super intelligence, super well-being, and super longevity. Certain less invasive technologies seem like they aren't permanent. For instance, many believe we are already transhuman because of our attachment to cell phones. That's reversible, but there are serious individuals, for instance at the World Economic Forum, talking about these devices eventually going in our brains.
First of all, it will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. I've already seen 5G based hologram demonstrations. They already work, but then with the next generation technology, I mean, we could be having this meeting so that in reality we would be sitting in different parts of the world.
All right, well, I've enjoyed seeing you for the last time I'll ever see you in person. I look forward to seeing you at next Davos.
Elon Musk is a prominent example too with Neuralink. We don't know where the point of no return will be at, or at what point we will no longer be human. But there are also legal questions as to human rights after changing your human DNA. If sequences you upload into your genome are patented, then are you owned, for instance?
In a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires.
When you dive deeper into the subject of transhumanism, individuals like Martine Rothblatt and the artist Grimes, who has children with Elon Musk, believe we will be able to make copies of our consciousness and download them into robots.
So the fact remains that the biotechnology industry will be relentless in trying to conquer death. Now, the next slide demonstrates what I call a mind clone prosthetic. This is the Bina 48 robot developed by David Hansen. And I think it demonstrates the next wave of biotechnology is going to be in the digital and cybernetic domain, so that when people's bodies begin to fail and their minds are healthy, or their minds begin to fail due to, say, Alzheimer's or dementia, and their bodies are healthy, that biotechnology can also help these individuals stay alive by, in essence, transplanting their mind into a prosthetic, which I would call a mind clone of the individual. Some people find it strange to think of transplanting as taking something out of your body and putting it someplace else. But if you think about it, it's really no different. It's just the arrow goes in the opposite direction. When you keep yourself alive by getting a kidney transplant from somebody else to you, it's the same thing, but just going in the other direction to keep yourself alive by taking the part of you which is living, which is you, your mind, and putting it in something else. And in this case, I think the nearest term thing to put it in is a avatar-like prosthetic. Another reason people have difficulty with the concept of mind clone is suddenly they say, well, if I've transferred my mind into a different substrate before my body has totally died or before my mind is totally gone, then my mind is in two different bodies at the same time, or two different places at the same time. But that too is something that I think us humans will get quite accustomed to. Well, of course, we all take this for granted now that we can actually be in two different places at one time through telecommunications, through Skype video. Ordinarily, some of us are carrying on one existence on Twitter, another existence on Facebook, a third existence in face-to-face life. At the same time, we're conversing with people face-to-face, we're texting with people, we're watching something. So I have no doubt whatsoever that humans will readily adapt to being able to be in multiple places at the same time through their mind clone existing in one substrate while their original mind is somewhere else. I sort of break mind cloning down into just 3 easy pieces here. First, you create a mind file, which is a collection of your evidence of your mannerisms, personality, recollections, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and values. Everyone in this room has a great big mind file in place already. You have it either on your computer or on your personal digital devices. You have it in a cloud, you have it on Facebook, you have it on Twitter, you have it on Google+. You have it wherever you have left a digital footprint, you have a mind file. Even if you have no digital devices at all, you have a mind file because of the impression you've left to other people who have shared their impressions of you in their digital equipment. Over the next 2 or 3 decades, there is a rapid effort to develop mindware. Mindware is software that analyzes a mind file, tunes itself to reflect a consciousness operating persona that reflects the same mannerisms, personality, recollections, feelings, beliefs, attitudes, and values that are in your mind file. So mindware is a consciousness operating system. It is the nuts and bolts of a mind. And the mind file is something that allows that mindware to be tuned to be your precise personality. There is no greater effort going on anywhere in the information technology industry today than the development of mindware. It's often said that Bill Gates says whoever develops the first software that can really naturally understand and interact with human voice will have the equivalent of 100 Microsofts. Well, Ray Kurzweil is at Google already, and I think Google is therefore going to get there first. But I would go further, and I know many other people share this view, and say the first company that develops mindware, a consciousness operating system, will have not 100 Microsofts, but 1,000 Googles. And because of this, everyone from hackers to academic departments, collectives of open source programmers to large corporations are working to develop mindware. They're trying to develop in the medical field for several of the applications we heard about this morning. They're trying to develop it in the defense field. They're trying to develop it in the customer service field. Every single way. So there's no doubt that this mindware is coming into being. When you combine good mindware with a mind file, you have a mind clone.
This virtual reality will go inside the brain, and then we really will be full immersion with all of the senses. Virtual reality ultimately will have all of the features of real reality, plus a lot more that you can choose from millions of virtual environments. You can be someone else. You don't have to pick the same boring body every time. You can be different people in different situations. And over time, our biological bodies will become obsolete. We'll have many bodies, and we'll look back to the idea of having one body and being dependent on this one biological body and having no backup for our mind file as a very primitive time.
And then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there, facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth. What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want out.
Easy, Neo. Easy.
Get this thing. Don't touch me. Get away from me. Stay away from me. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
It's gonna pop.
Breathe.
Just breathe.